Okay, this is a genuine question. I'm not trying to start an argument by any means at all, but I just saw a live feed of NASA launching Artemis to the moon. I had no idea about this. I am kind of embarrassed that this is the first I've seen it or heard of it. But my question is, why now? Why is this so important right now? Because what I do see is normal everyday Americans struggling to pay bills, they struggling to pay rent, just keep a roof over their head, gas in their car. I do see our troops getting shipped overseas to a war. You know what I don't see is anybody getting arrested from the Epstein files. So why now? It's a genuine question. Educate me, please, because why now? Why is this an important matter for the US? Why now?
So let me get this straight. Gas is $4, $5, $6 a gallon across the country. People are trapped in cages of debt, homelessness everywhere. People are suffering. The dollar is crashing by the minute. It's almost completely fucking worthless right now. We want to play pretend like we're going back to the moon. Putting on an actual production show of quote unquote going back to the fucking moon. On our tax dime, right? On our dime. Let me ask you guys something. When are we going to put a stop to this nonsense? Like, they play their little games. They take our livelihood away from us. Take 40% of everything that we've got just to play their little fucking games. Number one, to keep us distracted. Number two, to gaslight the fuck out of us. So let me ask you something. Like, what are we going to do? We're just going to keep putting up with it. I know there's a lot of people that are going to see this and believe that fucking shit, get completely gaslighted into thinking that we're actually taking off in a fucking rocket going to outer space. Now, we're not going to get into the conversation of whether there actually is an outer space or not. That's for another video altogether. But still, give me a fucking break, guys. At some point, we got to put a stop to this fucking nonsense. It has to be done.
So I'm pretty sure everybody's seen the Artemis 2 rocket blast off yesterday, either live or after. This happened April 1st, which happens to fall on April Fool's Day. But one thing I'm not a fool. Like I said, I was watching this live, like a lot of other people. But one thing I noticed, I never seen the astronauts board the motherfucker. Did y'all? They did show them inside of a capsule. But was it that capsule? Because I didn't see it. Then they always tend to show them inside the capsule, but they never show them inside the capsule taking off. No. So that's just one thing I found a little weird. Another thing I found weird is why all the camera angles, every single camera angle that they switched to, it looked like some shit off of GTA. Somebody explain to me, why is that? And y'all, I didn't just watch the rocket blast off and then stop watching it. No. I kept watching. I'm talking about for an hour or two. I watched it so long that I swear that the capsule that they was in when it detached from the rocket, it showed them by the moon. And then all of a sudden, the feed cut out. The feed cut out, fool. The live that I was watching it on YouTube, they didn't allow people to type in it. So I went to another one just to figure out if people seen what I was seeing. I went back to the mark, and people were saying the same shit. Why did I just see the moon? Why are they showing the moon? I know they didn't get there yet, right? Hey, believe what y'all want to believe, but I ain't no fool.
If you believe we're sending a rocket to go around the moon, time to grow up. You're not a child anymore. I have realized so many people's beliefs are stuck in childhood fantasies that they can't let go. I've seen so many people saying, I saw it on live TV with my own eyes. Yeah, and I watched Spider-Man last night on TV. That doesn't mean it's real. You saw a rocket curve in the sky. Did you actually see it go to the moon? No, you didn't. You didn't stop to think why all the news networks are showing a rocket launch being carried out. If you've seen the first moon landing and thought, yeah, we definitely went there, you might as well still be writing letters to Santa Claus. The first photo of Earth was also taken on April 1st, 1960. Think about that. Also, have you even looked into the origins of NASA and Jack Parsons? Also, Wernher von Braun, the so-called father of rocket science, had Psalm 19:1 written on his tombstone. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Why would someone so involved with NASA put that there? Why do 80 million taxpayer dollars a day go to NASA? Why pick April Fool's Day to basically show this to the world? Imagine we're just in an endless vacuum called space. Like we're just a speck of dust, just insignificant, and everything happened by chance with no purpose. Anyways, I enjoyed the April Fool's joke. I'll stick with my tinfoil hat. And if you're still asleep, keep staring at the sky. That's exactly where they want you looking. So let me get this straight. Why are we going around the moon if we supposedly already landed there decades ago? Why is it bad to question NASA, who takes $85 million a day from our taxpayer money for something that isn't even in our interest? While we're at war, while corruption and distractions are happening everywhere. And when I talk about this, people say, well, what does the government gain from lying to us? Your money, your ability to think for yourself, your discernment. It's so funny because people will just say, oh, well, you believe in a sky daddy, you're the crazy one. But they won't bring up the number of scientists who say science and faith go hand in hand, and that there is a design to all of this. They'll bring up Isaac Newton and the Big Bang, but they don't realize that if two atoms came together, it would need an outside force to make everything so perfect. That we have everything we need on this rock we call Earth, or the firmament, or whatever. They won't talk about the father of rocket science who had Psalm 19:1 written on his tombstone. I wonder why the astronauts who've been in outer space won't put their hand on the Bible and swear they've been to the moon. They'll talk about history, they'll talk about what they read in books or on TV, while not realizing that history is a lie. Not realizing who wrote the textbooks your kids are reading today. People believe that even though we didn't have cell phones back then, that we went to the moon. But today's mission, we're just going around it. Yeah, sure. But I seen it in person. I saw it on live TV. No, you've seen a rocket curve into orbit. And there isn't consistent footage of showing the spacecraft going to the moon. That's why they use a 2D visualizer. Everything is entertainment, folks. Keep watching the brain rot shows and movies thinking they're here for your best interest. While the same people who say trust the science are the same ones making you sick. Then the food, then telling you you're a speck of dust in a vacuum. And everything is just by chance and nothing matters. And guess what? You've been staring at a show this whole time. What is it going to take for the masses to snap out of it?
So they're sending astronauts to the moon today to orbit around it, not to land on it. I don't know how many people are caught up, but let me try to explain where we're at. So a couple months ago or weeks ago, they released the Epstein files. That was actually the distraction. Because why would they share top secret information with us as if they wanted, like, that stuff's already been taken care of. And of course the victims deserve justice, but that's not what they are worried about right now. As we all know, we're still at war with Iran over oil. This has happened in history before. We all know the last moon landing that we did. I don't know if it was real or not. I have no opinion on that. What the moon landing and sending astronauts to space is, it's a test to see which country is the biggest, baddest, who is the most technologically advanced. Because if you didn't know, we are a species who we evolve. Within the last 20 years, our way of communicating has evolved into our cell phone and the internet, social media. So the emergency broadcast just went off where I live. It was just a test, but I'm gonna take it as a sign to be done with this video. Goodbye.
Just listen to this, y'all.
You mean to tell me that Neil Armstrong in 1969...
Oh, don't get me started.
He's in outer space. And the president called him on a landline.
Are you nuts?
He called him on a landline phone. And he is in nebula.
Hey, you mean to tell me we went to the moon back before there was color on TV?
They went up in an aluminum box that kindergartners can make now.
And then they said, we're good now and not going back.
Did you see the guy's hoof? You see the boot he was wearing?
Are you nuts?
It's not even the same footprint. It's literally not the same.
We couldn't.
Did he switch shoes?
That was before www. was invented, and we're in space.
Before we could stream a basketball game from 2 states over, we're walking and hitting golf balls in outer space.
Are you nuts?
Come on, dog.
We're with E.T. hanging out, making friends. Are you nuts?
Dog. President picks up a landline like he's calling grandma for a recipe. And he's like, hey, you doing good, Neil? No.
And the fact
Not
that
happening.
Neil is so defensive about this now, like people go up to be like, hey,
No,
is that
he
actually real? He hit somebody.
Dude, cause he knows it's not.
Flowing to me, taking lightly. These fake niggas ain't gonna like me. Cause a nigga got a flow too real. Shit, I bet they gon' gang up to fight me. But enough of the stands, I'm repping my brand.
Okay, so you're telling me that you believe that on April 1st, on April Fool's Day, these guys are going to the moon. NASA confirms that the Artemis will launch April 1st. I just feel like they're trolling us. They're saying this mission is a test run to make sure that everything works before they actually do the moon landing in 2028. April 1st, guys. All I know is that whenever I see one of the SpaceX rockets go up, it looks like it's struggling through water. Then the question comes spontaneously. How are they going to do this with a firmament? So do you believe that they're going up to the moon?
I was talking to my homeboy about NASA and their whole entire moon mission and all this other extra shit, right? And shout out to bro for actually bringing me back down to earth. Because upon me asking him like, yo, y'all see NASA trying to go to the moon? Like, this is crazy. He like, man, them people ain't going to the moon. People going to the dark side of Hollywood studios. And I thought it was hilarious, but it was so grounded and like I said, brought me back to reality. And I'm like, yeah, them niggas ain't going to the moon. NASA's not going to the moon, guys. They're literally over here in Hollywood, about 12 miles away, in the back lot somewhere, live streaming this shit, acting like, oh, we're in space, we're hitting this, we're doing this. I'm telling y'all, bro, all that shit is fake, bro. It's all propaganda. It's all a big performance, trying to literally distract us from some other shit. Because you're telling me in the midst of World War III about to break out, the American society about to go to war, NASA is like, yeah, this is the perfect time to launch a moon mission. Since when? So this is my video to just tell y'all, man, don't be distracted. They done already faked the moon landing one time. What makes you think they not finna do it again? Especially with all the technology, all the advances we have all nowadays. Like, come on, guys. Like, have y'all not seen the movie Argo? This is what the American government does. They go in, get into business, and they work with movie and TV show production studios to stage things just like in the movie Argo. And like I said, we've already came to the collective realization that the first moon landing was fake as shit. So what makes y'all think this one is going to be any different, guys? Like, come on, like, we gotta wake up. Them niggas is not going to the moon, bro. They over here in Hollywood.
Well, congratulations, everyone. NASA just launched their ship into outer space. Yeah, they're going to take a look-see around the moon. They are saying that a human being has not been near the moon since, well, let me correct that. They said this is the first time a human being will be outer space orbiting the moon. They're not going to land on it because they got to fly by and take a look-see first, because they don't know what kind of condition it's in since they haven't been up there in 52 years. And they just so happen to do it on April 1st. They just so happen to pull an April Fool's on us. They had everybody watching live as they took off into this spaceship, aircraft, or whatever that's taking them 250,000 miles away from Earth so they can orbit the moon, circle the moon, look and see if they're able to land on it. Because, you know, when they landed on it 52 years ago, nobody went up there to see if they can land on it. They just took off to land on the moon 52 years ago, and they didn't think about going by and taking a look-see. So what the fuck are y'all looking for? The inhabitants that are already up there, are you looking to see if they have evolved, just taking a look-see? Or are you going up there to see if they're going to let you land this time? Are you going up there to make a deal with the reptilian race that's living up there on the moon? I mean, come on. And you can't even believe a live stream. You can't believe a live stream. They got AI and all this shit. You can't believe shit. We don't know what the fuck we looking at, what we seeing, if they went up there or not. But apparently, they 250,000 miles away. They were having battery issues at first, battery temperature issues at first. So they had to let us know that, just in case when they get up there, you know, like they did the last time, when they got up there and they said they had lost connection or something because they couldn't figure out the direction or the location of the sun. Even though we can see the sun from Earth, but when they're, for some reason, when they got up outer space, they couldn't see the motherfucking location of the sun. Make it make sense. But anyway, congratulations. Congratulations.
So supposedly, we just witnessed history on April Fool's Day. I need to ask you this. After 50 years of them not being able to get back to the moon after the moon launch in 1972, I need to ask you, do you believe that this group of people went to the moon today on April 1st, April Fool's Day? Let's look at the moon launch together.
10, 9, 8, 7, RS-25
April
engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. Artemis 2 now bound for the moon.
It's all.
Good roll pitch. Roger, roll pitch.
So I need y'all to know what history says. History says that 2.4 billion years ago, the moon was 199,000 miles away from Earth. And now we come back to today. Today, the moon is about 250,000 miles away from Earth. And the technology we have now, we didn't have when they went to the moon the first time. Apollo 17, December 1972. And these people said numerous times that they went there before, but there was no way for them to go back. They didn't have the technology. And it's kind of puzzling to me, because if you didn't have the technology to go back, how did you have the technology to take a phone call while you were on the moon? And I was always confused, because I said the technology we had before, we didn't have available to us until 50 years later. I mean, we got to the moon in 1972 with almost first grade technology. And it took us from 1972 to right now to get back to the moon. That shit ain't sit right with me. And I don't even want to put the video back up of him saying that this was going to be the first time going to the moon. What I will say is this. I hope they have a very safe mission. And I hope you were very entertained today on April 1st. April Fool's Day. I'm out.
If you still believe in the moon landing in 2026, then you might be a duck. The first person to ever land on the moon was on 1968. The last person to ever land on the moon was in 1972. So you think we got so good at landing on the moon that we were only up there for 4 years? There is a video of Richard Nixon claiming that he's talking to Buzz Aldrin on the phone while Buzz Aldrin is on the moon. Go in your garage right now and you will not have cell phone service from your home. So how did Buzz Aldrin have cell phone service and call into a landline from the moon? It never happened. The only reason the United States claims that we landed on the moon is because Russia had been in outer space already for 8 years. And the only reason that people believe in the moon landing is because the only way to debunk that in 1968 is to knock on all of your neighbors' doors individually.
Okay, so I have a real question for you guys. Why every time I post about the moon landing, people get so mad in the comments arguing about how it's not fake? Like, what personal investment do you guys have in it? And I could understand if this was all boomers in my comments, because I know boomers love the government, which is odd considering how they did them during Vietnam, but that's a different topic. But people get so pissed. Like, honest, real question. If they lied about it, like, who cares? It doesn't affect us every single day. It doesn't affect us personally. Nobody died from it. Nobody's families were harmed or injured in it. Like, where is the emotional investment coming from? And help me understand why y'all are so invested. I think we can all agree that the government lies to us. If you all haven't come to this conclusion at this point, there's a serious problem. So why would the moon landing be any different? And why do you guys get so mad about it? Like, who cares? Who cares? Of all the things they've lied to us about, the moon landing is not even on my top 50. It just isn't. To be honest, it's a stupid thing to lie about, but it is a lie.